All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I film from my iPhone. If you follow my videos, you know I film on my iPhone. I have a new laptop and a camera, but I haven't taken the time to figure out yet how to use my camera. So I do it from my iPhone, which is lame because I could totally be making awesome videos that are longer than what my iPhone lets me do is 15 minutes for a YouTube upload. Anyhow, that's another story. So I didn't explain myself very well when I started talking about the cover. I just noticed that. So let me start again. So I had these two different pieces. This looks like a dictionary paper, and then this looks like music, like an old music sheet. And it was actually two pieces of pattern paper. And I pieced them together so that it would fit on the cover perfectly according to the height and the width, and I cut them down. And I lightly glued them down together. They overlapped just a tiny bit, just so when I started to collage and add, I didn't have to worry about them shifting. They would already be glued together. So all the pieces that you see, the flower, the butterfly, the words, and the photo corners, those I added afterwards, and they are covered with the beeswax. So this girl right here, she's an image off of a cover of a old book that Sophia Castillo sent me. Thank you, Sophia. And I just cut her out. It was a Harlequin book, and there was like really old, cover. I just cut her out, and then I used matte gel medium to glue her down onto the pattern paper, and then I used the gel medium to adhere that entire piece onto the cover of the book. And then before that, I stitched around the whole thing with my sewing machine, and then these pieces I had already covered with the beeswax, and then I just glued them down with the gel medium. Or you can use, glossy accents or whatever kind of glue. So that's the cover. I really, really, really like how it turned out. Okay, so I'm going to move the camera so I can show you how I will finish up the postcard. So while it was dried, and so that I would have enough time to finish it in this video, I went ahead and already attached it to another recipe card. So the one that I made, I just glued onto another one, and I covered up the recipe part, so obviously you can have the journaling lines and turn it into my postcard. I went ahead and glued it, and it's dried. And before I start adding all my little embellishments, I am just going, oh my gosh, my desk is such a wreck, it's not even funny. I think I work better that way. I'm going to go ahead and just stitch all the way around the postcard and leave just a slight seam allowance because I want to go all the way around. And I'm going to back stitch just a little bit. I can only imagine like what I'm doing to my machine by sewing over wax and glue. So thank goodness this isn't my only sewing machine. But it's a Kenmore, and it was a really good one. But I've kind of given it a beating with all this paper and art stuff. I really like how the stitching lines, the look that it gives to your projects. These two back up together again where I started, and I backstitched just a little bit. Okay, so cut my strings, move my out of the way. I want to really get this video done. I want you guys to see. So there you go. That's that. Sorry about that. Let's move the camera a little bit. What the heck? Sorry. Okay, there we go. Oh. Bring this back in. Okay, so that's all done. I'm just going to trim my threads a little bit. And while I was off camera, I had this little crown that I forgot to cover with the beeswax, and that's going to go right on her head because I love how it says an attitude is a terrible thing to waste. And I have this little butterfly, which I didn't end up using after all. Even though I had covered these pieces, I decided just to use this piece, and I'll show you why. Because I wanted to cover this seam, and I really liked how that looked, just like that. See that right there? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just use my gel medium. And I have my brush right here. Okay. This is what I do. If I'm working on a lot of projects, like in the same week, I will use just one brush, and I will get a little Ziploc bag, and then I stick that brush right back in there when I'm done, and then I close it up, and it stays wet, and it doesn't harden and get all ugly. That way I can keep on using it and don't have to waste them. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and brush that. And then because I don't want my gel medium to get on the back side, I will tear that sheet off. We'll use that just for gluing. And I'm going to position it just right there so that it covers that seam a little bit. Okay, and then her crown is around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. It flew over here. So we'll do the same thing to her crown. I was touching my phone and my hands were all inky and waxy and gel medium, and oh gosh, I had to clean off a bunch of wax from my phone. Okay, so there we go. So that's that. And then where is, oh, here's my glossy accents. I had this little piece of trim that I wanted to add just right here. See, but what I think I'm going to do is add a little piece right here, and then a little piece this way over here. Let's do that. Okay. Just wanted to add just a little something to that corner to add a different color in there. So I'm going to use my glossy accent because it's, I'm almost done with this. I got to get another bottle. Do you love when you run out of stuff? I love it. Love, love, love it. Oh, you know what? Ding dong, before I did this, I should have stamped postcard on the other side. It's all right. It'll work. Okay. So, just going to add that right there. If it was a thicker piece of lace, I would have stitched it on with when I did that outside. But, gosh, I have a mess here. Totally running out of this. I might have to use a different glue. I'm going to use my Scotch adhesive. I know this dries clear, but for stuff like that, I really like using glossy accents. Okay, and that'll just go right down here. See, I don't like how when you squish it down, the white pops out. So, that's it. And I mean, you could add anything else, you know, you can add little charms, whatever, but I really wanted to keep it to where I hope, you know, nothing gets peeled off in the mail. But, okay, so we'll turn it over, and then I know I have the stamp here somewhere. Where are you? Oh, heavens. Oh, duh, right in front of me. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Okay, I have this one. It says postcard, and then it has like a little stamp thing. So I'm just going to use the VersaFine marker, not marker, what the heck, VersaFine ink pad, and just ink it up. And then I'm going to stamp right here on top. Actually, I think I'll do it right here. Okay, and then I have this, it's just like a line. Oh, heavens. I put that gel medium brush. Did you see that? Right there on my desk. It was so funny. The other day I was watching a video and this lady was doing some really cool stuff, collage stuff, and she had stamps. She had really neat stuff, but she had her StazOn ink pad, like literally open like that. Can you see? Oh, no, you can't. Camera's going crooked. She had her ink pad open like that. And she was stamping and working, and oh my gosh, I was just waiting for an accident to happen. But then she realized that it was open, and she closed it. Okay, so I'm just going to ink up. Watch, you'll see. You'll see it right now. I just realized when I was filming that my camera had gone a little wonky, so I hope it wasn't when I was showing you how to do this. Okay, so then I'm just going to stamp this little line so that I know, you know, I'll put my address over here on this side and I write my little postcard. And it's a little crooked, but who cares? So aren't those pretty? Oh my gosh, I love them. So this one's already addressed to someone. I have to pop it in the mail today. And then like this one, I just added a little piece of fabric trim. I cut it down, you know, made a little banner, added a lace underneath, and then some rickrack, and just stitched it, and that was it. Here's some lace as well. So this is another one that I'm working on, but I actually think I'm going to make this, I'm not sure, cover of a book or something, but this is another one. It's going to go like this, then it has this lady, and then I found this, look at Beautiful Dreamer. See that? Beautiful Dreamer. And that's going to go right here. And this is something I had printed out from the internet like a long time ago. It's someone putting a letter into a mailbox. So there you go. Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't film very well. Anyhow, give them a try. Lots of fun. And if you don't want to do any of the beeswax stuff, just stitch fabric on the back of those cards and turn them into postcards. Like, it's so much fun. Look at that. I might try to go over this in some way, like outline it just so maybe that phrase stands out a little more. You can see this, but an attitude, it's kind of hard to see. So anyhow, so thanks for watching. I hope I helped you in some way. If you have any questions, just let me know. Bye.